So let's talk a little more about steel wool and blades. Let's get my blade out. I used to use Triumph blades, which I still do, but I did recently find this Unger T-bar blade. I really like it a lot. The grip is actually a little bit nice. It's not quite as nice as the Triumph, but my Triumph, I ended up losing this piece, so I've been using this one in place of it. The Triumph still, in my opinion, is the best one of all of them, even though I got this Unger one. This is my reserve. These are nice, though. These really, I mean, I really can't say much about them. I don't necessarily, kind of have an oval handle a bit. That might also be because I've crushed it a little bit working with it for so long. But these are great. Triumph's great. Either way. So let's talk about how to use these appropriately. Same thing as usual. We always want our window wet. You always want your window wet when we're coming up to a window that has paint and debris that needs to be scraped off or steel wooled off. You're going to want it wet. You're going to want it wet when you're using your squeegee. It acts as the lubricant, the solution to get off all of the stuff you're trying to get off. So there are things you need to watch out for when you're using a blade. Most slider doors like this here, any window for the most part where a person can say fall, boom, and it breaks and the window breaks, it's going to be tempered glass within the home. Typically there's going to be a little stamp somewhere on the window. Not always though. It's not always the case. Sometimes you just need to know. Typically slider doors are tempered. If they're tempered, they scratch easy. They scratch from using your blade, they scratch from using steel wool. So you have to be gentle with them. You can't just scrape really hard if you have paint. You have to be gentle. So let's say we have a tempered glass. I mean, really in any situation when we're using our steel wool, always go in the same direction. Try not to do any of this type of motion. I like to start in a spot. You can start wherever you want. I typically like to go side to side. So I'll go all the same direction. And the blade does not work if it's backwards. It does have to be a certain direction, typically where you see the a logo of the T-bar is the direction that it needs to be. Don't put pressure to this. There's no pressure needed, even when there's paint. All you need to do is do it softly and gently, all the way up to the very top. If the soap starts to dry, just re-soap it. It's that easy. Re-soap it. Continue on. If you haven't done this, do what you can from that. Do a little section, top, bottom. I'd say go from bottom to top though. Take a look at it. Make sure nothing's happening. Make sure no scratches are occurring. If they are, stop right away and figure out another way to do it. Make sure your blade is brand new. And I mean, the newer the blade, the better. You don't want to use a blade over and over again. Like I said before, they come out. So you push. I'll show you here. These come out. You take those out and we flip them. You can use both sides. We always want a fresh blade when we're working on windows, especially when it comes to post-construction and removing any type of paint or debris. Concrete, you do not want to remove concrete. There's ways to remove concrete with concrete softeners. You don't want to remove metal fleck. If you come up to metal fleck, you'll go across the window. It'll make a crunch noise. You'll notice that none of it left, and that's how you'll find out that is metal fleck that's on the window. If that's on the window, leave it alone. None of your business. The people that built the home shouldn't have been around that window cutting metal close to glass. So just don't even worry about that. Tell the customer, let them know, and move on to the next window. So, but other things like drywall plaster, paint, sticky bits, the sticky bits that come from like caulking and or any type of sticker that was on the window, you're typically going to use this instead of this. But that is the breakdown of using a blade. Always make sure the window is wet. Always go in the same direction. Always make sure that your blade is nice and brand new. And always make sure you're extra careful on glass that's tempered. And where is tempered glass? Glass where someone can walk through it and break, and it can cut their wrists, etc. I mean, you get the picture. If you trip and you hit a piece of glass and it's able to just shatter like some glass does, you're going to cut your wrists open and you're probably going to be extremely injured. So tempered glass breaks differently. It's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen your windshield on a car shatter, but how it shatters into tiny little pieces like it does. That's the same thing piece of tempered glass. It's designed like that on purpose so that the client or customer doesn't get hurt in the case of some sort of mistake, accident, or emergency. All right, guys, let's move on to the next section.